Based off the same geometry and buggy componentry as its big brother, if you will, the SO 3.0, this is the RO 2.0. Hi guys, Brett here from Hearns Hobbies, and today I would like to take a look at and unbox the latest entry-level buggy from Team Yokomo. This is the RO 2.0, and what's even more, the reason I'm going to unbox this one is if you watch later videos, I'm actually going to build it, test it, and do a full on-track review of said buggy. So without further ado, let's jump into the box and take a look. Okay, so what are we looking at here? This is the RO 2.0. This is a entry-level release from Team Yokomo, based off the same geometry and buggy componentry as its big brother, if you will, the SO 3.0. However, it's been tuned for more entry-level stuff. So it does in fact have a plastic composite chassis. So it is filled with, it's not just ABS plastic, it is filled with the latest carbon and graphite goodies that they put in their mix to give you a great mix of lightweight, stiffness and durability. So I'm looking forward to getting that one out of the box. One of the biggest defining factors of this buggy compared to the SO 3.0 is the fact it does have plastic body shocks, and they do that just to keep the price down, and the price point on this kit is amazing. Now if you've seen my other videos, I have in fact build, reviewed and run the RO 1.0, and that was a huge success. So the RO 2.0 builds upon that. It's got a different transmission aimed at more lower grip, so it's going to handle better in sort of more unkept or less sort of pristine track conditions, which is perfect. It's going to give a more forgiving handling characteristic, which is perfect for newbies and entry-level racers, and I'm really looking forward to getting this one built. So without further ado, let's jump into the box and take a look. Alright, cutting off the security. Oh, beautiful packaging from Team Yokomo as always. Let's have a look at what we're greeted with in this box. Oh, whipping the top off. Okay, first thing that we have got is a bit of marketing stuff. Let's have a look here. Let's get it all out. Like I said, I'm going to open this one right up and deep dive into it. You will notice that it does have the Scuba RC day pass, and that saves you about, I think it's about $80, but that is admission for one day or one track session over at Scuba Arena over there in Japan. So it's like the Willy Wonka gold ticket. It is a private owned facility by Team Yokomo, but you can go there and you can run on the speed track, the off-road track and the drift tracks over there. What have we got here? Just a catalogue. So this is the latest information. We're looking at the MD 2.0 drift stuff, the SD 2.0 RD, MD1 LTS, and into the other stuff. Here we come, the rookie drift, ready to run packages. These are so popular. And into the touring car MS1 RS2, my personal favorite. Rookie Speed 2. It's pretty much the same ethos that they use in this buggy here, the RO 2.0. And here we have a look at the off-road catalogue. We've got the MO2, the SO2, the RO 1.0, the predecessor to this beautiful kit. Some of their vintage releases and some of their tools and hardware, chargers, batteries, that sort of stuff. A lot of that isn't available in the Australian domestic market. And then they show you that is a facility. The old factory is there from Yokomo themselves, where they in fact produce, package and send everything out. RD 2.0, we've got some hot ups for the drift stuff. More stuff in Japanese. If you use Google Translate on this to see exactly what we're looking at. And a beautiful sticker sheet. That's going to come in handy for when we get this one painted up and on track. Okay, next we have the beautiful composite chassis. And check this out. Like I said, same mounting points and geometry as the SO 3.0, but that is 7075 aluminium. This one here is plastic molded, all tooled up, beautiful injection molded, and nice and stiff and extremely lightweight, making it cheaper to repair, should you happen to snap one. Not that I've ever seen it or sold one in Australia, but a really good option. And I really like it because it harks back to the chassis that I started racing all those years ago, because all our cars back then were pretty much plastic chassis cars, going back to the RC10 B series and of course the Lossy XX Pro SE era. Here we have the body shell. That is the same as the higher spec cars, although it is in the thicker, more durable thickness cast. So that's really nice, really good looking. It's going to look awesome once I've got that cut and on the vehicle. The wing, of course, fully adjustable. You can see all here, all the lines that are cut into it, so you can adjust exactly how you cut it to the handling characteristics of the vehicle. We've got our shock and diff oils in this one, 250, 300 and 5000. The 5000 will in fact no doubt be for the gear differential in this car. Let's have a look at the instructions. And the instructions on Yokomos are absolutely beautiful. Oh, we've got some tools in here too. I whipped it out from the wrong side. We've got some Velcro for the body onto the chassis mounting. No body pins on their race car, on their off-road race vehicles. And some simple little tools to get you through. I wouldn't recommend building the kit with L-shaped Allen keys, but they've put them in there in case you've got absolutely nothing. We've got a simple little turnbuckle wrench and of course a 4-way hex/wheel wrench shock cap remover. Looking in here, I've got more parts, more plastic parts. This looks like an antenna holder or fan mount. Probably both. It looks like we've got adjustable caster blocks as well for the front. Like I said, it is off the geometry of the full race spec machine, so it's fully adjustable as its full competition big brother SO3. Let's get this beautiful box over here to the side and have a look at these beautiful instructions. Okay. Page 1, we've got all the warnings and instruction. Precautions for safety enjoyment of your RC car. Items required to finish this off. So you will need a motor, a speed controller, you will need a servo, battery, you need to serve everything, radio gear. The car is just a race chassis only. You need a hex wrench, 2mm 1.5 nut driver, 7 5.5, some scissors, body reamer, quick drying glue for the tires, and we've got some pliers and a hobby knife. Of course, the beautiful 9 Steps product in my hand. Tools that are included shows you the box wrench, a turnbuckle wrench, and a couple of L-shaped Allen keys. First step, looking at the steering bell crank straight off the bat. Like I said, really the same parts tree as the full-fledged competition vehicle. Here we have got the front suspension brace, steering post going onto the chassis, front shock tower and bulkhead. Now on the SO3, the shock tower is in fact the carbon fiber version of this. This car here uses a composite plastic one, a great weight saving measure. And we never break shock towers anyway. It's got to have the same camber link holder and then down to the rear hubs. Now these use a more simplistic rear hub, which is both for durability and ease of building, maintenance and setup. And again, same rear arms as the full-fledged racing buggy. Beautiful instructions all the way through. Getting the rear end on. Rear shock tower, again in this model here, the composite plastic one. Then we come to the diff. Gear diff. Even the full-fledged competition one does in fact have exactly the same oil-filled gear differential in the box. Most kits coming out now for high traction dependency and a much better option, especially for newbies. A little bit easier to build, but not only that, they're very consistent in their operation. They don't require as much maintenance, tuning or rebuilding as the ball diff models. Now here we have a first major difference. The gearbox and the gearbox case or transmission case, it is in fact completely different on this model from the SO3, so I'm really looking forward to that. And like I explained in the opening, this is designed to give the car a better weight distribution, more forgiving handling, and work better in low traction environments. Motor mount, again, is going to be unique to that transmission case. slipper is exactly the same. Two pad slipper arrangement that you use in the competition buggy. Drive shafts going in there, exactly the same hardened steel jobs that go into the race buggy. CV, constant velocity drive shafts on the rear. Coming through to the front, waterfall, getting the battery in. Then we start working on the front end arms, steering blocks, caster hubs. Again, all very familiar and interchangeable with the high-end buggy. Front bumper bar, turnbuckles going in. I've got a feeling that these will actually be pre-assembled in the kit. They were in the RO one, but let's have a look as we go into the shocks. Now, like I said, they do have plastic bodies, but apart from that, the shock geometry and everything lengths are exactly the same. Makes it really easy to upgrade and super easy to assemble. The way that the piston is one piece and screws onto the shock shaft, again, does away without the little hex screw having to lock tight. And again, the springs are unique to this vehicle in part numbers. Not exactly sure how they're rated, but we're going to give them a test anyway. Why not? I reckon that Yokomo know how to build a good buggy out of the box. It even gives you where to put your rough preload on the collars for your ride height. Again, ride height I'll do at the end of the build once all the gear and battery and everything's into the car itself. We have got the shocks going onto the chassis, servo going in, plastic servo mounts like the last series buggies. I think the SO2 and before doesn't have the one-piece alloy unit, but again, I'm sure it's the same geometry in the chassis where you could actually put the SO3 servo mount in for a bit of bling. It's really not going to make it go any better. We've got the front chassis weight, again, fully tunable and adjustable, just like its sibling. And then we'll go into putting the radio gear, setting up your gear mesh, and everything like that. Even a little gearing chart down the bottom here. Let's look into the gearing chart. So it comes with a 84 tooth spur gear, which is quite a big spur gear for the stock spec that we're going to be running it. Perfect for brush motor applications. However, probably going to be building this with a 21.5 turn motor. So I'll probably step that down to a 69 or a 72 tooth spur gear, and then we can run from a 23 to a 30 tooth on there. The spur gear in the kit gives you option to go from 9.5 to 1 all the way down to 7.2. For 21.5, I'll be heading down towards 6 to 1. I think is a really good starting point for that. 6 flat to 1, 6.3 to 1 is where I'll probably put the starting point for the gearing on a 21.5, and I would recommend that for anyone. Here it's showing how it goes in. The battery retainer is really nice and neat. All different size shorty batteries will fit in. You will need competition style shorty packs for the off-road vehicle, but fully height adjustable, whether you're running like, let's say 3900 all the way to 6500 should you choose. Putting the tires on, cutting and masking the body, exactly how to do it with the wing mount, and that will bring us to the end of the build. Full parts, full exploded diagrams here for quick reference. Really handy when you're reordering broken parts or equipment or spares. Really quick access point, and then a full parts listing over the back. That concludes the instructions. Who needs them, right? Here we have the bag of car. Within here is going to be everything we need to build it. And you'll note in the instructions, every bag should coincide with every step in the instruction. Let me get this out and we'll have a quick cross-reference. So bag 1, contained within here, I'm on Zoomtown. Bag 1, contained within here is in fact the steering and all the screws and hardware stuff that you need for the instructions. So if we come back to the instructions, it's really good. You only have to open one bag at a time if they've done their job properly. So here, step 1, bag 1, and it shows you the contents and it shows you the parts used in this step. It shows you exactly what you need. Like I said, page 1, step 1, bag 1. So if we get this bag out here, that will have but everything we need to carry out this step. Really, really nice. Then you come down, bag 2, we're still on bag number 1 on step 2. Coming down further, we're still on bag number 1. Step 4, that's where you'll be running out of parts in here, and then you'll have to grab bag number 2. Here you go, bag number 2, and it shows you exactly what the contents of the bag are, and again, step by step going through. So really good, and they've actually got a scale overlay. So say you are sizing up screws, these are exactly the screws that you need. So you can put your 10mm screw over here, for example, and then you know exactly where it goes into the chassis or into the assembly part. Really, really good, really simple and straightforward. I mean, it's easy when you've done 100 of them, but still, you will need to pay close attention to the instruction and the kit as you're building it. And don't worry, if you get it wrong, you can take it apart. We've all done it. Take a little bit apart, put it back together, so on and so forth. But if you follow the instructions and the bag content, it should pretty much fall together. So bag 1, bag 2, like I said, these beautiful suspension arms, rear hubs. A little bit different from the current buggies. These are off the previous generation buggies, but they're really good. They're really robust and can take a big knock. The transmission case, looking forward to doing that. You can see here the gear differential all apart within. A really nice, I'm not going to say it's going to be an easy build, it's going to be quite a complex build, but knowing Yokomo, it will go together really, really well. You've got all your bevel gears in there for the diff. There you go. Well, as we go through the bags, more and more pieces until you end up with a whole buggy. Of course, on the plastic chassis, this thing will rock. I can't wait to get this one done up. So join me on future episodes as we start step 1 of building the Team Yokomo RO 2.0 buggy. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing. You can see exactly what you get in the box and all the cool stuff in there. I'm Brett from Hearns, and thanks for watching.